This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Mm-hmm. Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes.
Tori, you look great. That's Sam Shocker down on the end there. Sam?
I was like trying to come up with like a pun that Tori would say.
Yeah, it's better you did.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just be me today.
But you host our noon show, right? Our main show. Sam's the pirate, the captain of our ship.
I'll
Too much Johnny Depp on my mind.
I know. We're gonna get to that.
We're gonna look at. See, she's already steering me right into that. Hold the starboard board. What? All right. Johnny Depp's alleged bad behavior was in the spotlight again yesterday. Johnny's other ex, actress Ellen Barkin, testified about her own experience being with him. This is back in the 90s now. Let's take a look.
He was drunk all the time, a lot of the time. Mr. Depp threw a wine bottle across the room, the hotel room on one instance in Las Vegas while we were shooting Fear and Loathing.
Was it your understanding back then that he was throwing the bottle at you?
I don't know why he threw the bottle.
And when he threw it, was it in your direction?
Yes.
Were there other people standing around you?
Yes.
So he threw it in your direction at a group of people?
Yes.
And check this out. Look at all the fans cheering for Johnny as he left the courthouse in this black SUV, right? And now compare that with the crowd's reaction as Amber left. Boos.
Unbelievable.
Like a sport.
It really is. It's like you're going to play like your rival team in like high school or something.
Wow, people are very passionate. Meantime, you'll never believe the length some Johnny Depp fans have gone in order to attend the trial. One woman reportedly took the whole year worth of vacation and spent $30,000 on travel expenses alone. There's more. People are camping out. They're selling their courtroom tickets there's like 100 to 150 each day. People are getting them, then selling them. One person put all of her belongings in storage in the UK, flew here just for the trial.
I'm not surprised by this. And
really?
No, because when I used
Well, you've seen celebrity up close in terms of covering it. You have. You covered like big trials like this. This is strange to us.
Covering it.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no.
What do they look like? Oh, I mean, never mind.
When I used to work at CNN, we covered some of these really big trials like Jodi Arias, and it's astonishing to me, especially when you compare Jodi. I mean, we have Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Yes, two celebrities. It's also a domestic violence trial. You have, when we had the Jodi Arias trial, that's a murder trial. You had people showing up in custom hats, pro-Jodi, anti-Jodi, calling her out. Literally people lining up like it was a Disneyland line in order to attend a murder trial. So yeah, people see it more as a circus rather than it being people's real lives and emotions at stake.
Do you think it's because it's on television?
Yes.
Yeah, they did this with the OJ trial too.
Right.
I mean, that was a murder trial, right? So Jodi Arias. This is more. Again, it's still bad. It's still domestic violence, right? But
there are no winners in this. Yeah.
There is no winners. But you know what's weird? A year ago, 2 years ago, Johnny Depp was canceled, right? No Pirates. Despised, people hated him, people chopped him down online. The networks, the studios that worked with him turned their back on him.
Immediately, yeah.
Now we're building him back up and cheering as he leaves.
You're right, and he may be, well, we all love in America to, unfortunately, to completely knock someone off their pedestal and then build them back up and then knock them off again. What is that? It's, I think we are a country where misery is, I get every saying wrong. Misery enjoys company.
Yeah, well, loves it.
Loves company.
It's like apparently that misery doesn't want to commit. They're like, I wouldn't say I love it. I enjoy company.
And then we root for someone to get back up. But I just wanted to add to this and then jump in now. The fact that apparently Jerry Bruckheimer has 2 scripts. He does have one with Johnny Depp reprising his role. So that speaks to your claim that we are building him back up. And then he has one where Margot Robbie would play the female version of Jack Sparrow. And I think she would do a great job.
Ooh.
He said he would never reprise that role. He'd be like, I'm never going to do Jack Sparrow again. But with the recent love and depending on how the outcome of this trial goes.
And how many zeros are on that check?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's up, Jack?
All right, we're switching gears now. Ooh, na, na.
Yes.
What's your baby's name?
There you go.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Kelly Schubert, everybody over there. Big congrats to Rihanna, who reportedly gave birth to a baby boy. It's her first child with rapper A$AP Rocky. According to a number of outlets, she gave birth last week. Riri's billionaire status combined with the A$AP's earnings means the baby now has a net worth of around $1.5 billion. Happy birthday, buddy. All right, in second place, Kim and Kanye's 4 kids will get a slice of their $3.2 billion. And Beyonce and Jay-Z, they just have $1.6 billion to split with their 3 kids.
Yeah, you know, there's like that old school saying, your mama's rich and your daddy's good looking. That's what it is. I had to switch it the other way because it used to be your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking, but in this case, all the women, let's be honest, are the billionaires here. And it's crazy to even say that about Jay-Z. But like,
Kanye's doing pretty good.
I know, but he ain't doing Kim good.
I guess.
But
really? Who makes more?
Kim.
Definitely?
Yes.
Even with the Yeezys and all that?
Yes, Kim does.
Kim's been makeup.
Well, she has Skims, she has makeup lines, she has, a bunch of different things. But would you pass that down to your child, or do you think that would be a detriment to them because they would then not have the hustle to make it on their own?
How do you change that? But without giving it all away,
Warren Buffett
without.
did.
Yeah, but then, I mean, that's an interesting question, right? Because you went through the struggles to get where you were. You want your kids to live that life somehow, but how do you do that other than shipping them off somewhere? And then in the back of their mind, they're going to say, all I got to do is wait this out, and I got, $1 billion.
I think I told you guys, it was off camera, that I had somebody I knew in my past, and her family came from wealth, but their father did not raise them like that. No matter how much money your family has, you can let your kids know, like, we have character in this family, and you reinforce that. The amount of money that you have is going to change, like, how hard they have to work. But if you put a motor in them, I think they would be okay. If you won $10 billion today, Jeff, I don't think that would affect who your boys grow up to be because they have you as a day-to-day reminder.
I appreciate that.
But
that's a compliment to me. But how is that possible? Just living in the world around them, right? You're going to have a nicer house, you're going to have nicer cars, you're going to have nicer clothes, you're going to eat at nicer restaurants. That's already affecting them.
True.
You know what I mean?
But you can still instill it in them. You know, I know that, the countless interviews that I read regarding Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're very cognizant of their wealth, and they choose schools that of course are private but at the same time are a little bit more grounded and diverse in terms of socioeconomic status. So I think there's a way to do it. Of course it's not going to be perfect, but as long as you're cognizant of it, I think that you can help shape your children to be more appreciative.
So you guys want Kim K money, not Kanye money?
Kim K money.
Right. Yeah?
Kim K money.
Yeah.
Because Kim K's worth $1.8 billion.
That's insane.
Kanye's worth $2 billion.
Really?
More?
What?
I don't believe it. No.
I don't know about that.
No,
but
listen, we just got a correction.
I don't buy
our fact checker is shaking
I believe
her
Emily.
head.
Oh, I believe our
You
fact
didn't
checker.
believe me.
I don't believe Kanye's.
This is
reports
according
of
to
it.
Forbes. This is according to Forbes.
Go
I think Kanye's lying just to get that little nose up.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That's funny.
I had no idea.
It came from Kanye, trust.
Forbes. All right. James Corden may have reignited the great celebrity bathing debate.
I didn't know it had started.
Again?
Wait, what? Again, what?
What do you mean? How many times on the show have we said, oh, this person showers for this long? Here we go.
I guess it's back on. On his show, he said, while Americans spend 10 minutes on average in the shower, he is in and out within 3 minutes, mainly because he skips the shampoo. Let's watch.
I'm trying to think what I do in there for 10 minutes.
But you pride yourself on not using soap or shampoo.
It's a shampoo.
No, I use soap. I don't wash my hair.
He doesn't wash his hair.
I don't wash my hair. I wash it about every 2 months.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, that's not cool. You guys are dirty.
Okay, Sam, you kind of told me about don't wash your hair every day. Not 2 months.
Right.
But you told me, like, don't wash your hair every day.
I wash my hair twice a week, but I shower still every day. I wear a shower cap or I put my hair in a towel. And yeah, you're not supposed to strip all your beautiful oils off of your hair or else it'll be dehydrated.
What about if you're working out, though? What do you rinse it?
I haven't worked out in a long time because of having 2 kids. I am going to start working out, and then that'll be a new problem. I don't know what I'll do.
Way to work out shame, Jeff. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, for me, I work out.
No, I wasn't doing that because that's my question. I'm like, oh, I like saunas and things, and I sweat.
Do you
what am I going to do?
every day? I do.
I do just because it smells.
But is it? Yeah, it smells great. First of all,
Kelly saying in the background, you're not mic'd, Kelly. Wear a little towel thing.
But the sweat's in my hair.
I want to wash my hair every day, but I understand that as men we have shorter hair and it's not going to take as long to wash, so it's a different thing. What do you think about the 3 minutes of showering? I thought that was a little.
What's your average?
I'd say at least 10 because you got to you shampoo
what else
your
you
hair
doing
first. You shampoo first, you wash that out, then you got to put your conditioner in before you even start on your body. While you're washing your body, your conditioner's soaking in. When that's done, you rinse everything off, then you do your face. So we're talking about at least 10 minutes. Minimum.
I'm out in 5.
I'm out in less than 5. I have no choice with 2 kids.
You guys firefighters? Take a second. Like,
really? When I have 2 kids, like banging for them to come in, and like it's just too much. Pre-Sam, pre
Kid
Mom, Sam definitely would be like a good 20-minute show.
Oh, there we go.
But not anymore. I'm like Jeff, in and out.
With a lot of things these days. Coming up on DBL. Oh, there's no coming up. We'll be right back. We got to go after that comment.
Closed captioning provided by
American. Daily Blast Live is always timely, always focused, always ready, always on cue. This May, don't miss a day. DBL is all new every day.
You fix that.
Hi.
Yeah. I was saying, Sam, I'm shocked by the Kanye thing. And
I can't believe Kanye makes more money than Kim. That's shocking to me.
Whoa. That's what
He's worth 200 billion. She's worth 100 billion.
Wait, 2 billion or 200?
Yeah, see it? It's on its side.
Okay.
She's 1.8.
But you know what's weird? Is
They were just, they only did an extra.
I still don't buy that with him because didn't he 2 years ago ask for Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey or someone else to help him come out of debt? Do you remember that? He had a series of tweets saying, I'm bankrupt, I have no money, I need your help, invest in me.
I don't, that Adidas
Remember
thing.
that?
I do remember that. But I mean,
I guess that could have been just an episode, but.
you know, and if you think about a lot of his early albums, you know, I got a problem with spinning before I, whatever, I make it or whatever the line is. But it's like, I could see a young Kanye getting himself into debt because he's so ambitious. You know, he's trying a bunch of things. And again, we're talking about Kanye's money. No one ever talks about the fact that he was lampooned by people about his fashion and his shoes. And not only did he make it work, he took over the game that tried to lock him out. Like, he signed that shit. Like, people, no, it's almost like, and this is a sports thing, but there was a really charismatic dad who had 3 sons that are now all in the NBA. 2 of them are in the NBA. And he said, my sons are going to be #1 draft picks and they're going to be good in high school. Everybody made fun of him and lampooned him like, you're just a loudmouth. And then it happened, and now his sons are amazing in the NBA, just like you said, and no one says anything now.
Right.
And I'm like, it's weird when somebody calls their shot. People call them arrogant. They call them crazy.
Right.
I was telling her about Lonzo Ball's dad. Remember, everybody's making fun of him when he's like, "My son's are gonna be #1 draft picks."
Commercial?
Yeah, but no one gives them their flowers when they go, "My son's gonna be." We're like, "Yeah, go ahead, yeah."
No, he was right.
Yeah, he was right, and no one says anything.
The flower comment?
Is Sierra a new member of the Mile High Club? And let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion's freaky fangirl. Plus, Bobby Brown is making a comeback in this week's What Erica's Watching. First, Sierra is all about leveling up, and her husband, Russell Wilson, was traded to the Broncos. So now that she lives here in Denver, she told James Corden that the breathtaking views of the Mile High City has its pros and cons.
Going upstairs is like, I literally worked out for 1 hour.
Yes.
It's like, whoo. But there's an advantage to that as well, you know? Train there for a good bit, then you're gonna be ready for the opponents, you're gonna be ready for when it's time to hit the stage. I had extra wind, I was like, let's go,
Sierra girl, DBL studio is right down the street here in Denver, so you can 1-2 step right on over here, sis, if you need to. But I might actually be the one having trouble breathing if that happens, okay? Next, speaking of fangirls, who knew Cara Delevingne was such a savage? Her behavior at the Billboard Music Awards first got creepy on the red carpet. Cara insisted on fanning Megan Thee Stallion's dress, and things got even more awkward when Megan won the award for Best Female Rapper. It sparked hundreds of memes and GIFs. Now, if Cara doesn't get the hint by now, she might need to be the next celebrity banned from an award show. Let's just say she won't be getting the invite to the BET Awards. And finally, Bobby Brown is releasing a new A&E documentary on May 30th. He's sharing some of the biggest triumphs and tragedies, including overcoming addiction, the loss of 2 children, and a traumatic secret he's kept for more than 40 years. He says his last tour with New Edition was an official comeback and that his story ends on a high note.
The tour was absolutely a great thing for me, great thing for us. For the brotherhood of New Edition.
Not only is Bobby the king of R&B, he's also apparently a comeback king. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBL Erica Watch. We'll be right back.
I feel
Some news headlines suggesting parents can now feed cow's milk to babies that are 6 months or older are leading to some confusion. That's because cow's milk typically isn't recommended for babies until they're 1 year old. So let's verify. Should parents feed cow's milk to babies who are 6 to 12 months old? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and Dr. Stephen Abrams, chair of the American Academy of Pediatrics Committee on Nutrition. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend that babies be introduced to cow's milk at 12 months old, but not before then and never as the child's main source of nutrients. That's because cow's milk has too many proteins and minerals for a baby's kidneys to handle, and it just doesn't have enough necessary nutrients, according to the CDC. But during the shortage, Dr. Stephen Abrams says that in a pinch, cow's milk may be an option for children older than 6 months who are usually on regular formula if other alternatives aren't available. He added, quote, "This is not ideal and should not become routine. However, it is a better option than diluting formula or making homemade formula," unquote. He says this does not apply to babies who need specialty formula products for allergies or have other special health needs. So we can verify, no, parents shouldn't feed cow's milk to babies 6 to 12 months old, except in an emergency when other options have been exhausted. And even then, medical experts suggest you consult your pediatrician before giving your child cow's milk. With your Verify, I'm Adiante Till.
But then you want to go back 20 years and cancel somebody for what they did? You know what? You're out of order.
I woke up and said, today is going to be a good day.
Yeah. At some point, you got to decide for yourself if you're going to stand up for what's wrong or what's right.
Like, are we living in bizarro world? Sorry, I ran out of steam there.
I have to just push back on that. I think it's an okay conversation to have. That's what really rubbed me and a lot of people the wrong way.
I love this story.
She is the definition of Hollywood royalty, both here and across the pond. In fact, the Queen of England even gave her a royal title. Earlier, we spoke with Dame Joan Collins.
Please welcome to the show the iconic, the always fabulous Dame Joan Collins. Yes. Hi, Joan.
Hi.
Joan, your new book, let's get right into this, walks us through your personal diary, starting with your final days on Dynasty. So you actually had a stunt double on that show, and you only did one of the famous quote-unquote cat fights start to finish. So we got to ask, can you walk us through that infamous pond fight?
Oh, the pond fight. Well, first of all, that was not a double that fell into the water. That was me. In fact, I think it's me most of the time, because when I fell into the water, I had a big hat on, and the hat flew off, which is slightly iconic. That is the worst dress I ever wore in Dynasty. It is just hideous, I think. And we had to have like 6 of them because we did so many takes.
Well, how come you chose that to go all the way through? You did 6 takes. Did she give you a good one in the first take?
There had to be.
You got to finish the job?
She did. The director said, "Now, Linda, I want you to hit," and then I'm going to say freeze. But she didn't freeze. Luckily, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't the one that Chris Rock received. Not like that.
Oh, we're going to go there. My face is right on
yes.
that.
I get that in England, too.
Okay, well, let's keep the tea going, because speaking of Linda Evans, in your book, you say that you weren't invited to her parties and seldom spoke on set. So why do you think your invitations got lost in the mail?
That's true. They did get lost in the mail. I think the mail is just terrible in Beverly Hills. So, well, I'll tell you what I did. All of my family were in England. I got the most fabulous deal with British Airways, which was not money. It was free travel whenever I wanted to go. Ooh. So in my first 3 or 4 years in Dynasty, every time I had 4 days off, I would get on a plane. And of course, it would always include the weekend. And so it would sort of always be like the same time that Linda was having her parties. So I never was able to go.
Oh, yeah. You can't go somewhere if you jet setting.
So what is your relationship with Linda now?
Well, Linda lives in the middle of America, and I live either in Hollywood or London. So those places are very far apart from that. But I don't understand why you think that people who work together in a film or movie should be great pals, because very few people are.
Is it better to have a little bit of tension with somebody that you're acting against? Is it almost better to not be good friends, especially if your characters are not like that on film?
Yeah, because they were nemesis.
When I first worked with Linda, I had a scene in which I had to be said, "And so I don't know what you're doing here, you little tramp." And I said it in a very low voice. And then and that was the rehearsals, we rehearsed a few times. And then when it came to do it, I pulled out all the stops and I did full Alexis, and I said, "How dare you come into my home and take over, you little tramp." And at the end, Linda said, "Oh my God, that felt so real." I said, "You didn't mean it?" I said, "No, darling, it's called acting."
I have to talk about your book because you talk about somebody who's a huge inspiration to myself, the late, great Sidney Poitier. You say the two of you had some of the most interesting conversations just about life. Is there one discussion that stands out to you?
I knew Sidney from when he was doing a picture with Paul Newman, and I was in Paris with my boyfriend. And it was when we were at a friend's house and we were waiting to see if Obama was going to be nominated to be president. When he was, Sidney's face just lit up. And I said, "Are you happy?" He said, "What do you think?" Yes, he was. And he was a man who he overcame so much. He was washing dishes in New York when he was like 17, 18, and coming from very, very poor circumstances. And he just became such an iconic and wonderful figure. He was just one of the most wonderful people that I've ever met, and very, very different from many Hollywood people, as you can understand.
This is your diary. Like, to those out there who haven't read it, you get to have a glimpse into her iconic life. So why did you decide to release the book now?
I started writing it at the end of Dynasty, and I didn't write it. I spoke it into a little tape recorder that I'd been learning my lines in. And all of the things that appear in the first 20 years are all spoken. And then I decided to have it put down by a professional. And I mentioned it to my agent, and he said, "Well, that sounds good. Would you like to, diaries are very popular, and you've had a very interesting life." I said, "I'll say." So yes. I thought, why not?
DBL Nation, you gotta pick up a copy of Joan's new book, My Unapologetic Diaries. Dame Jo Collins, thank you for chatting with us today.
Thank you so much.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 Americans get Lyme disease every year. You can get it from tick bites, and although early symptoms are usually pretty mild, such as rashes or fever, if left untreated, it can spread to your heart or nervous system. It's treatable with antibiotics, but there's currently no vaccine on the market. A viral post on Twitter claims there used to be, and that it got taken off the market because of low demand. So let's verify. Did there used to be a vaccine for Lyme disease? Our sources, the CDC, the National Institute of Health, the company that made the shot, GlaxoSmithKline, and academic reviews of the history of the Lyme vaccine. First off, that screenshot from the CDC website you see in the viral tweet, that's legit. The agency confirms the vaccine was available between 1998 and 2002 and was discontinued due to low demand. Reports we found from the company that made the vaccine say the same thing, and the NIH says that sales of the Lyme vaccine dropped dramatically from over 1 million doses to just a few thousand in the span of a few years. So it's true, there used to be a vaccine for Lyme disease, and it was discontinued because of low demand. Clinical trials showed that the shot was about 76% effective against Lyme disease. So why did demand drop so suddenly? Well, there are some anecdotal examples of patients receiving the vaccine and then later showing symptoms of arthritis. Those patients received extensive media attention at the time, and some joined in a class action lawsuit. In response, the FDA conducted new studies, which showed people who received the vaccine were no more likely to develop arthritis symptoms than those who did not. But even with no evidence of causation, the damage was done. Here's how one academic paper described it. Quote, "The decline in public tolerance for risk and uncertainty, combined with the relatively low morbidity of Lyme disease, contributed to the inability of the vaccine to find a market niche." The CDC says as of right now, multiple other companies are working to develop a new Lyme vaccine. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Clips from the defamation trial between actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have racked up millions of views on social media. The coverage prompted some people to wonder why they can watch every moment of this trial and not others, like the criminal trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of conspiring with Jeffrey Epstein to sexually abuse and traffic children. So, let's verify. Do all courtrooms have the same camera policy? Our sources are the U.S. Code of Laws, the Radio Television Digital News Association, and Fairfax County, Virginia courts. Some state courts have rules that allow judges to decide whether to allow cameras, according to RTDNA. The Depp v. Heard trial is happening in a state court in Virginia where a judge agreed to allow the proceeding to be recorded. That's different from the Maxwell trial. Her case was heard in federal court, and federal courts banned cameras with limited exceptions. Maxwell's case was still open to the public, so people were allowed to sit in and observe what was happening. That included journalists who could take notes and courtroom sketch artists. So, no, all courtrooms do not have the same camera policy. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Daily Blast Live is always focused, always ready, always on cue, always timely. This May, don't miss a day. DBL is all new every day.
Welcome back. Falls, burns, and exposure to poison are some of the most common accidents for seniors at home. It's time for some DBL home tips presented by American Home Shield. First, to prevent falls, make sure all hallways and staircases are well lit and clear of objects, and install handrails around steps. Next, replace old appliances, especially ones with frayed or exposed electrical wiring. Finally, install carbon monoxide detectors near all bedrooms. Don't forget to test them and replace the batteries twice a year. And remember, the American Home Shield home warranty plan helps cover many things homeowners insurance leaves out, like breakdowns of major components of home systems and appliances. You can rest easy knowing you're ready for whatever breakdown strikes next. Visit ahs.com to find a plan that's right for you. How'd you like that, Sam?
I always mess that read at the noon show, so I'm a little envious.
I was a little nervous because I know you were waiting for me to mess up when breakdowns strike next.
Yeah, I was ready to be like, ha-ha.
I knew you were. I went over there and read it twice before. I was like, oh man, Sam's watching. I'm a little nervous.
I'm in between two hosts right now, so it's interesting.
And what were you thinking about?
I was just like, I wonder if we have time to talk, and we kind of don't.
Yeah.
So, bye,
2
everybody.
points for Jeff.
Yes,
2 points for Jeff.
Hey, Sam, thank you for coming on today.
Yeah.
10 points for Sam.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
Oh, that was weird. -5. -5.
Oh,
you still won, though, 5-3.
good,
We'll see you guys Monday.
Bye, guys.